Right, as I said, we're speaking to the top three parties navel-gazing after the 2019 elections. The DA held its second place, but for the first time, the party did not grow its support base. It fell slightly from 22% in the last national elections to nearly 21%. So what happens now? To discuss, we're joined on the line by the DA's national spokesperson, Solly Malatsi. Solly, thank you very much. We saw the ANC holding celebrations. How does the, forgive me, Solly Malatsi, I'm sorry about that, Solly, your surname. Just tell me how the DA starts to come down after the polls.
I thought you would change my identity there.
I'm sorry about that. Go ahead, Solly.
No worries, but on a serious note, look, there is a sense of, disappointment with losing some votes. I don't think any organization in any party would be satisfied with losing votes. This is a time for reflection for us, and that process of reflection will start tomorrow. We have a meeting of the party's federal executive leadership that's taking place. And part of the discussion, obviously, given the fact that it is the first meeting after the elections, would include a discussion on our campaign leading into the election and the outcomes of that election.
Reports suggest that the old guard in the DA is gunning for Mmusi Maimane, no longer wanting him as head. Is that true?
I think that is just absolute nonsense, because it's pure speculation. There is no discussion whatsoever in the party regarding the future of any leader, be it the federal leader or anyone else who was discussed, who was elected at Congress last year. I think in this discussion, people often forget that we held our leadership Congress last year, and Mmusi Maimane was elected unopposed last year. He has the mandate of the party to lead the organization into the next Congress. So the discussion about the party is how do we, taking the lessons from this election, refocus ourselves so that we can get back on the path of continuing to grow, because we believe we've got a credible offer to offer South Africans, and we need to look at our performance into this election and get to a stage where we can correct where we had shortcomings so that we can continue to grow.
Well, that's the point. For the first time, the DA did not grow, even while the ANC was plagued by a lot of issues. Surely Mmusi Maimane's leadership is a little less secure today than it was in the days running up to the elections.
That is the mistake that many of outsiders in the party made. This elections wasn't a referendum on the leadership of Mmusi Maimane.
In Gauteng, is that the biggest issue for you? The DA was gunning for Gauteng. You thought you'd get those urban voters in the big cities, maybe turning away from the ANC, and you didn't.
Like I said in my introductory comments, I mean, we are not satisfied with how we performed in the election, resulting in the loss of our votes and their diminishing representation, be it in the provincial legislature and in the National Assembly. However, we're also encouraged that we saw some growth in rural votes, we saw some growth in township votes, and these are the things that we will be taking into consideration as we begin the process of reflecting honestly and robustly about our campaign and our performance in these elections and how we take those lessons going forward, because we do have a credible offer of uniting South Africans, of a credible alternative where it's been seen that where we govern, we provide a better government, we provide better good governance, and that we are a leading government when it comes to the delivery of basic services. So therefore, we need to take this moment, as challenging as it is, and reflect honestly on it and get back to the work of engaging South Africans so that when it comes to the 2021 elections, we can regain the growth that we lost in this election.
It's also about credibility, Solly. So the DA was saying it could take Gauteng, it could even take the Northern Cape, another province. In retrospect, was the rhetoric too lofty? Should you have been more realistic with the electorate?
We go into any election, and in the world of political campaign management, you go into an election setting ourselves targets that are within the realm of possibilities based on the work that we are doing and what we know of the political landscape. So those targets that we set going into this election, which included retaining the Western Cape with an outright majority and targeting Gauteng and the Northern Cape as centers of opportunities, was based also on the fact that we had made as an organization serious inroads into those provinces. And part of those inroads were reflected in the 2016 local government elections.
Final question, Patricia de Lille, the former mayor, getting into Parliament, will she be a thorn in your flesh going forward?
We are concerned in advocating our offer. Whether she's a thorn or a rose, she has to focus on herself and what she has to offer South Africans. We never bother ourselves with new entrants into Parliament because we have been in this business for some time. We understand parliamentary politics and we are leading parliamentary politics. So we are not losing any sleep whatsoever of whoever is coming into Parliament or re-entering parliamentary politics.
All right, thank you for your time this evening. That was the DA's spokesperson, Solly Malatsi.